situation over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
Child, Sharina Hudson just learned the hard way that she was chasing the wrong man from the jump. Serena really thought she had it made when she linked up with Kevin Hunter, and everybody knew they were planning to play house on Wendy's dime without even blinking. But once Wendy stepped away from her show and got caught in that guardianship mess, Kevin's pockets dried up fast. And suddenly, the lifestyle he was flexing wasn't looking so shiny anymore. Now, Kevin been out here filing lawsuit after lawsuit trying to squeeze Wendy for more cash, using every trick he could think of just to keep his lifestyle floating. But once that last lawsuit got tossed out of court, word started spinning that Kevin dipped on Serena the same way he dipped on Wendy, and that's wild. Serena went quiet out of nowhere. No posts, no selfies, nothing. She even shut down her whole Instagram and vanished like she was dodging the spotlight on purpose. People been whispering about where she's been hiding while Kevin's been running around dragging court papers everywhere. And now it looks like we're finally gonna hear the truth she's been keeping to herself all these months. This whole situation got folks side-eyeing because it's messy on every level. And Serena has been way too quiet for someone who used to be online every day. And while all this chaos is going on, Wendy is still dealing with her own fight, trying to break free from that guardianship she never asked for in the first place. It's been a long road for her, and seeing Kevin out here wildin' only makes it even more heartbreaking.
So I'm not gonna take a lot of time because, I'm getting emotional. And I told myself I wasn't gonna do this.
After that new assessment came out saying Wendy was never sick and never had dementia, the same claims they used to lock her under that strict guardianship for over 3 years, everything started looking real shady. It's giving a whole lineup of people moving in sync. The judge, her old manager, the doctor, Wells Fargo, and even the Guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. All of them seemed way too comfortable blocking Wendy from touching her own money, and people are side-eyeing the whole situation heavy. But guess what? Karma don't play, and it always circles back when folks move grimy. This new info blowing up the internet might finally give Wendy the chance to shut this whole guardianship down and walk away from the mess for good. That alone is a major win, because what she's been dealing with is straight up draining. But just because things might be turning in her favor doesn't mean she's jumping back into the spotlight right away. She's not rushing back to her primetime bag or jumping into new projects anytime soon. And honestly, nobody can blame her for taking a breather after fighting a battle like this. When Wendy stopped working, it sent shockwaves through everybody's life, even the folks who couldn't stand her. And yes, that includes Kevin Hunter and his longtime side chick, Serena, because their whole setup was basically floating on Wendy's success. Once she stepped away from the Wendy Williams show, the money slowed all the way down, and that hit them harder than they ever expected. See, there was a clause in the divorce that said if Wendy's contract ever got suspended or not renewed, she wouldn't have to pay Kevin a dime in alimony. Whoever added that line was a straight mastermind, because clearly Kevin thought he had a lifetime membership to Wendy's wallet. He was real bold with it too, knowing he allegedly walked away with a big lump sum from the divorce and an alimony check that was reportedly around $250,000 a month. Wild numbers. But Kevin never imagined a day where Wendy wouldn't be working or where the money train would come to a stop. So the moment those payments stopped hitting, he ran right back to court in 2022, begging for the checks to start again. He actually told the court that without Wendy's support, his whole financial world fell apart. He was behind on bills, the debt was stacking, and he couldn't keep up with the fees in the fancy community he was living in. It got so bad that he was allegedly staring down foreclosure because he couldn't keep up with the Homeowners Association requirements. And to top it off, word was spreading that Kevin couldn't even afford the insurance on the luxury cars he used to flex like trophies. For someone who once lived big, it's wild to watch how fast things changed when Wendy wasn't there to fund the lifestyle anymore.
That it was not till death do us part.
And it wasn't just an incident. I mean, the relationship that Kevin had with this woman went on for...
No. Kevin was a serial cheater. Kevin had different mistresses depending on, the part of his life. This last one was the one that he had the longest term relationship with.
Kevin even admitted he was drowning in credit card debt once those checks stopped hitting. And by the time he filed that lawsuit, things were looking real rough for him. He was scrambling so hard that he ended up taking out loans on 2 of his luxury cars through a company called Flex Wealth just to stay afloat. And it didn't stop there. He had to put the place he shared with Serena, their little lover's hideout, up for sale because he couldn't keep it going without Wendy's money keeping the lights on. That meant both of them were basically out here with nowhere solid to land, which is wild considering how loud they used to live. But when the lawsuit got tossed out by the court, his whole plan fell apart instantly. Still, Kevin didn't waste any time hunting for another angle to get paid, because by 2024, he popped up again, claiming Wendy supposedly hid over $48 million from him during their divorce and tried to get the whole divorce tossed out so he could run it back.
You left your wife. Now, we may not care about her on the show. That's different. But you left your wife, got you a side piece, had a baby, and was living a whole different life. And evidently, Wendy Williams was the real bread maker. Because now you can't live that lifestyle without that check. The grass wasn't greener, huh?
The court wasn't trying to hear any of that, though, and honestly, it was shocking that he was ready to drag everyone through a second messy divorce just to squeeze more money out of Wendy. Then, earlier this year, he jumped into another lawsuit, this time demanding $250 million in damages and pointing the finger at Wells Fargo, her guardian, and a whole list of people involved in her guardianship. The lengths he's going just to chase a bag got everyone talking, and not in a good way. Kevin tried to flip the whole thing by claiming he was doing all this for Wendy, saying her constitutional rights were violated and that he was somehow defrauded by the court-appointed guardians. One minute he's suing Wendy, the next he's suing the people who had access to her bank accounts. The whole switch-up had everybody confused and suspicious. But when you look past his motives, his lawsuit actually exposed just how deep the planning went between Wells Fargo, the judge, the guardian, and the folks in Wendy's circle to take control of everything she worked her whole life for. But even with all that tea spilling out, people are still giving Kevin major side-eye because nobody believes he's suddenly fighting for Wendy out of the goodness of his heart. He's not her husband anymore. He doesn't have power of attorney, and he can't file anything on behalf of her son since he's grown now. So him pretending he's doing this for family just ain't adding up at all. Everyone can see this was nothing but a sloppy money grab, and honestly, it wasn't even a smart one. If anything, the whole situation just shows how desperate he is, because he's out here coming up with wild new tactics just to find a way to reach into Wendy's pockets again. And sources are whispering that the financial pressure is hitting him even harder now that he can't keep up the lifestyle he used to brag about. It's getting real obvious that this isn't just about lawsuits, it's about Kevin scrambling to survive while everything around him starts collapsing.
Death to all of them.
Kevin tried to flip the whole script by claiming he was filing this lawsuit for Wendy, acting like he was suddenly the hero in her story. He said her constitutional rights were violated and that the court-appointed guardians somehow defrauded him too, which had people looking at him like, "Sir, what are you even talking about?" One moment, he's dragging Wendy into court, and the next, he's going after the folks who controlled her bank accounts. The whole switch-up felt messy and suspicious from every angle. But here's the wild part. Even though his motives were sketchy, the lawsuit actually pulled the curtain back on just how much planning went into controlling everything Wendy earned, from Wells Fargo to the judge to the guardian and even the people closest to her. Once the details came out, folks were shocked at how coordinated it all looked, like a whole operation designed to make sure Wendy couldn't touch a penny she worked for. And even with the truth spilling out like that, nobody was running to thank Kevin for exposing anything. Because let's be honest, nobody believes he suddenly found a conscience. People kept pointing out that he's not her husband anymore. He doesn't have power of attorney, and he definitely can't file anything on behalf of her son because he's an adult now. So Kevin, trying to act like he's doing this for family, had the internet laughing and cringing at the same time. Most folks think this was nothing but another attempt to get his hands on some money, just like all the other lawsuits he filed. Every time he shows up in court, the story gets wilder, and this one felt like the biggest reach yet. It's giving desperate energy, like he's running out of moves and trying to get creative with the schemes. Nobody believes he woke up one morning suddenly worried about Wendy's rights, especially after everything that went down between them.
Kevin had gone to LA for business. And I hired a PI. Yes, I did. I hired a PI to follow my husband. And this guy is telling me that Kevin is in Miami with the girl. This is where you show the picture of them on the beach. You know the picture where she's going to the camera and he's laying there on the cell phone like they're chilling like a couple. You understand what I'm saying? The PI was taking pictures of them going to the gym, going to dinner, her with Gucci, Poochie, and Lucci.
Plus, people close to the situation are saying the pressure behind the scenes is building fast. Kevin isn't just filing these cases for fun. He's allegedly dealing with heavy financial stress now that the lifestyle he used to flex isn't lining up with his bank account anymore. Losing the cars, losing the home, losing the steady checks. It's all catching up to him, and it's showing in every move he's making. What's even wilder is that insiders claim Kevin isn't the only one struggling because of all this chaos. They're whispering that his whole household is feeling the ripple effect of his money problems, and the lifestyle he and Serena used to live just isn't realistic anymore. When you've been living big off someone else's success, the crash hits harder, and it sounds like that crash is getting louder by the day. At this point, folks are watching to see what he's gonna try next, because every year he pops up with some new legal angle, hoping it'll put him back in the money. But with how messy everything's been, people are wondering if he's finally running out of options, or if he's about to pull another stunt to stay afloat. As Kevin's money problems kept piling up, it didn't just hit his bank account, it hit his relationship with Serena hard. People close to the situation say the arguments started popping off between them because Serena allegedly got with Kevin expecting that soft life treatment, not a season of struggle. And once the money dried up, she had to face the reality that the lifestyle she signed up for wasn't guaranteed anymore, which shook everything up. Serena, who used to be all about luxury and chill vibes, suddenly had to get up and grind for real. She started pushing her vegan food business, even though folks say it wasn't bringing in much revenue at all. On top of that, she hustled to get her real estate license and began selling homes in Florida, a whole switch up from the glam life she once flaunted online. Meanwhile, reports claim Kevin wasn't paying any child support and didn't plan to until he somehow magically got his finances back to normal, which only added more tension to the whole situation. Things got so stressful that Serena made her Instagram private and allegedly moved back in with her mother just to get things steady again.
What I needed at the time, because I was running 100 miles an hour, and I was so much of a strong support structure for her and all the dreams that she wanted to accomplish, I needed somebody for me. And my new offspring, my daughter, who is a beautiful, beautiful spirit, she was not an oops baby. She was not a mistake baby.
Now she's popped back up online, but this time she's pushing her business heavy, telling folks to hire her as their real estate agent and even promoting this gut medicine she created. Her whole vibe shifted. Gone are the soft life poses and flexing, replaced by full-on hustle mode as she tries to keep herself and her daughter above water. Her IG aesthetic used to be all vibes, outfits, and living good, but now it's focused completely on survival and selling her skills. People noticed the drastic change instantly, and the chatter online got even louder. Sources say Kevin and Serena may have quietly gone their separate ways during all this chaos, but nothing has been officially confirmed yet. Still, watching their relationship fall apart like this has folks calling it straight up karma. Because let's be real, people are saying Serena couldn't have seriously believed she'd live large off another woman's hard-earned money forever. Now that everything flipped, the internet is acting like the universe finally caught up with both of them. When Kevin's pockets started drying up, the stress didn't stay quiet. It slid right into his relationship with Serena. People close to them say the arguments came fast because Serena didn't sign up for struggle love. She signed up for a soft life, and that dream was slipping away quick. Serena had to switch her whole lifestyle overnight. She went from luxury selfies to hustling nonstop, trying to keep her head above water. She pushed her vegan food business heavy, even though folks say it wasn't bringing in real money at all. To make things even messier, Kevin wasn't paying child support and openly said he wouldn't until his money bounced back, which just added more smoke to their situation. Serena realized she had to secure herself because Kevin clearly wasn't holding anything down. That's when she got her real estate license and started selling homes in Florida, trying to turn her grind into income. It was a total change from the soft life image she used to throw online every day. As things got more heated, Serena made her IG private and allegedly moved back in with her mom to stabilize her situation. That alone had people raising eyebrows because the switch up was wild. Now she's back on social media, but she's all business, promoting homes, pushing her gut medicine, and telling people to hire her ASAP. The glam aesthetic is gone, replaced with pure hustle energy. She transformed her whole profile, dropping the soft life vibe for survival mode, doing whatever she can to keep her and her daughter afloat. It's a big shift, and nobody missed it. People online are whispering that she and Kevin might have gone their separate ways, and even though nothing's confirmed, everyone's calling it karma, saying Serena couldn't really think she'd live luxury off another woman forever. Some folks are saying they don't wish anything bad on Serena, but even she had to admit that karma slid back around when it felt like it. People online have been calling out how wild it looked for her to be comfortable living with a man who was basically surviving off another woman's hard-earned money. And they're saying the whole situation finally caught up with her. One comment that went viral said Serena was acting like a vulture, and now she's dealing with the fallout she tried to ignore. What really had people heated was the idea that Kevin and his side chick were planning to live off Wendy forever. Like that was their long-term plan. Social media called it selfish and straight up manipulative because who uses someone like that and sleeps fine at night? Folks are calling Kevin's behavior narcissistic, and they're dragging Serena too for playing along like it was normal. Now people aren't holding back. They're saying they don't feel sorry for either one of them because they built their whole life on someone else's bank account and thought it would last forever. It's messy, but the internet is eating it up because the downfall is hitting just as loud as the lifestyle they once flaunted. And honestly, most people saw this breakup coming from a mile away. They're asking if anyone was really shocked that Serena and Kevin might have split already, because the writing was on the wall the moment the money disappeared. So, were you expecting Serena and Kevin to fall apart this fast? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get into it.